Black Ops 2 is in a really good spot right now, but there's still some pretty major shit you'd probably love to see added. We got 9 changes that I think would make it even better, and I already know number 5 is going to piss some of you off. The biggest change though? Dedicated servers. I already know y'all have been in the lobby where the host is playing on McDonald's Wi-Fi and you're running around out here with the 2-bar. And then you got the NAT type issue where some people will be having a port for it just to find a lobby. With how much money these ports have already made in under 2 months, I don't think reinvesting some of that back into server infrastructure is that crazy of an ask. If they're going to keep supporting this game, they might as well give it what it needs to actually last. And look, I love having host advantage just as much as anybody else, but getting rid of DDoSing, 2-bars, host migration, NAT issues, and then some of the security problems that have been coming with the peer-to-peer hosting, it's well worth giving that up for me. Dedicated servers would probably do more for the longevity of this game than probably anything else on this list combined. Now, if dedicated servers are the obvious one, this one's going to be a little bit harder to sell. We need theater mode back. And hear me out here before you start talking shit. Now believe me, I know, theater mode was a fucking disaster back in the day because of all the infections. You could literally go watch 2 clips from Season Sharp and load into a public match with a mod menu. So I can definitely get why they wanted nothing to do with that shit this time around. But getting rid of theater completely also meant getting rid of one of the best parts about OG Black Ops 2. If you hit a trick shot or a cross-map tomahawk, you could go back and see where the guy was. You could grab cinematic shots, record the other POV on a ninja defuse, or just try to go back through a match and find some funny moments you missed. And I feel like there's a pretty easy way to bring all that back without bringing the infections back with it. Make your theater your theater. Don't let people browse or download other random players' clips. Don't let people share infected files. Just let me go back and watch my own games and save my own clips. We don't need to be sharing clips in-game when we have 2026 social media. That way we can keep everything that made theater mode so good without bringing back all the shit that ruined it. Because right now, we're just missing out on so much by not having it. And while we're on the topic of missing features, I'd love to see the lobby friends list make its way back too. It's not something that'll completely change the game, but it'll just make playing with your friends so much easier. Because right now, trying to link up with somebody is just way more of a hassle than it needs to be. Back on the old game, there was a list on the main menu that showed your online friends playing Black Ops 2, so you could see who was online, see what they were playing, and either invite them in or hop into their lobby. It's one of those little features you barely thought about back in the day just because it was always there, but then once you take it away, you realize just how convenient it really was. Especially for a game that's getting a second life right now, anything that makes it easier for people to actually play together feels like a pretty obvious upgrade. And then making it easier to play with your friends is one thing, but giving you something to grind for with your buddies is another, and that's exactly why League Play needs to come back. Dropping streaks in public matches is always going to be fun, but League Play gave you something pubs never could. Actual stakes. You had placement matches, divisions to climb, every win actually felt like it meant something, and it was different than just grinding for camos and prestige. It just gave you a completely different reason to keep playing. You weren't hopping on and pub stomping all night, you're actually trying to climb, get into masters, and see how high you could climb in your division. And if they brought League Play back with the dedicated servers, it would be way better than it was back in the day. Anybody who remembers the top of Master League knows that shit turned into a DDoS fest real quick. Like imagine actually being able to push for rank 1 without having to worry about getting your fucking router fried. There's already a ton of people back grinding Black Ops 2 again, so give us something competitive to grind for too. They don't even need to reinvent anything, just give us the old League Play back and I'd be fucking stoked. Alright now, this is the one I warned you guys about at the beginning. I don't think Black Ops 2 needs an FOV sliding. For some of my old school guys, this one's a no-brainer, but for some of y'all newer COD fans, you're gonna think I'm fucking crazy. And before anybody starts coming at me in the comments, I get why people want one. Motherfuckers have gotten so used to higher FOVs in the newer CODs that going back to Black Ops 2 can just feel weird at first. But this game was built and played around the FOV it already has. We all played like this back in the day, and personally it just doesn't bother me enough to feel like it's something the game really needs. That being said, it also wouldn't affect me whatsoever if they did add one. If you want to play Black Ops 2 looking through a fisheye lens at fucking Quake Pro FOV, then fuck man, you do you. And honestly, knowing me too, I'd probably be talking all this shit and still be trying it out anyways. So I mean, as long as the original FOV stays the same, I wouldn't be too pissed about it. And then maybe this is just a fucking old man yells at cloud moment too. I don't really think it's necessary, but enough people clearly want it, so I don't see a reason not to at least give them the option. And while we're talking about modern features people want added, 120 FPS is probably the other big one. And unlike the FOV, this is one I'd absolutely love to have, but it might not be as simple as just unlocking the frame rate. See, Black Ops 2 was built around running at 60 FPS, so if any of the game's timing is tied to that, I don't think they can just double the frame rate without fucking shit up. It's kinda like TPS in Minecraft. The game is meant to run at 20 TPS, so if you just switch it to 40, everything's just going to be twice as fast and shit's going to get hectic. So if they can like properly update the game to support 120 without giving everybody super speed, then fucking serve us up. Playing this game at 120 FPS would feel fucking incredible on the PS5. But ultimately though, I'd rather just have a proper 120 FPS game rather than them just unlocking the FPS right now and suddenly everyone's bouncing off the fucking walls on Nuketown because they're running so fast. So yeah, give me 120 FPS, but just make sure Black Ops 2 still plays like Black Ops 2. And on the topic of 120 Hz in the PS5 version, I'd also love to take a little bit more control over who we're actually matchmaking with. If I'm on PS5 and only want to play against other PS5 players, just give me that option. And if I'd rather go back and have a bigger player pool, then let me open it up and match with both consoles. And then there's a bit of a security angle to this too. A lot of the hacking stuff we've seen on these ports has either been coming from PS4 dev kits or jailbroken PS4s. So if you're on PS5 and just want to stay in a PS5 only lobby, there's at least a decent chance you'd be cutting yourself off from a lot of that bullshit. I still wouldn't make that option the default though, because splitting the player base on a game this old is not what we need at all. But give people the choice. If somebody wants a bigger player pool, then just let them keep cross-gen on. But if they'd rather wait a little longer for what could be a cleaner PS5 lobby, then let them do that too. It's just the idea of giving everybody a little bit more control over their experience so we can all have a better time. But PS4 or PS5 though, there's still one more thing about the controls that I'd love to see taken a step further. That's the dead zones. They already made an update to adjust them to be closer to the original PS3 version, which is definitely a good start, but I still think we should have an actual dead zone slider. Because at the end of the day, there really isn't one perfect setting for everybody. Like me, I want my dead zone as low as possible, but we got some motherfuckers out here fighting with stick drift, and other people want their aim to feel like Black Ops 7. So instead of Activision deciding what the dead zone should be for everyone, just give us a slider and let us set it for ourselves. And then the last thing I want to see isn't even really a feature at all. They just got to keep improving the anti-cheat and the security on this game. We've already seen what happens when people start getting access to shit they shouldn't have. Mod menus are annoying enough, but once we're talking about people getting DDoSed, having their stats messed with, or even having their accounts fucked with, that's way bigger than somebody flying around the map with a namebot. Dedicated servers would definitely help with some of this. They're not just going to magically solve every exploit in the game. If Iron Galaxy and Activision are serious about keeping BO2 alive, they've got to stay on top of whatever new methods pop up and actually get these people the fuck out the game before they can ruin it for everybody else. Because we can add theater mode, league play, 120 FPS, but none of this is even going to matter if people don't feel comfortable playing the game in the first place. And that's probably the biggest thing with all these changes. We don't need to reinvent Black Ops 2. We just need to make it safer, smoother, and more enjoyable to play. But I want to know what you guys would add. Did I miss something obvious? Was there something here you completely disagreed with, or did I hit the nail pretty well on the head? Let me know in the comments below. But if you want more BO2 content, consider helping your boy out and dropping a sub. If this video does well, I'll be looking to do more topical videos on BO2 in the future, so let me know what you might want to see next. But hey, that's all I got for you guys today. Shout out to you and thank you for tuning in. Peace.